Hey guys, today we're going to take you through my house and talk about some useful ways to reduce your home's energy bill. Through this video we're going to talk about efficiency with using your insulation, we're going to talk about using efficient light bulbs, and we're also going to give you some ways to make the job just generally easier on your heating and cooling systems during the harsh seasons like summer and winter time. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we're going to start out talking about some insulation. This is the attic, and there's a couple of things wrong with this attic. So there's not enough insulation in this attic. If I could get over to it, well, I can get to it in some places, but there's about probably that much insulation on the floor. You can see it right there. There's just little pieces of it on that board, so it's not keeping any of the heat that's rising up out of the house. And we have high enough ceilings in the house where you can't really feel the heat anyway. So once you get up here and it's just able to go all the way up through it, and all you got up here at the top stopping it is this pieces of board wood, and I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but this house was built like I think 20 something years ago, so as however they did it back then, they weren't really concerned about energy efficiency, I guess. But it's just completely cold up here. There's no insulation. As soon as you even walk in from downstairs just to the upstairs level, it's really cold. All the heat, that's the worst thing about this house, is the heat inefficiency, because it's just all escaping really easily. That's why the highest part of the energy bill for this house is the heat bill.
Okay, so this is the second part of the attic, and if you look down there you can see pieces of insulation, but along the walls there's no insulation, so it somehow disappeared or was taken out. And if you look at the bottom of the house down there, you can see actually outside. So that's probably where all the cold is coming in.
This is insulation on that's covering up the pipes, and you can see that it's actually coming undone right there. Like this. Probably not supposed to be like that. But you look here, the insulation here actually looks pretty good, but it's not helping the fact that there's no insulation anywhere else, basically. Look at all the insulation coming down right there. It's just not well done, and it's just heat is just escaping constantly out of this house. Things that you can do to fix that problem is you can, well, first of all, especially if you're building a house, really put the investment into getting the insulation done right, because it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run from just escaping heat. And your heater is just going to be sucking in energy trying to produce heat to keep the house at a constant temperature, because your thermostat says keep it at this temperature, but when the heat escapes, the heater never gets to turn off. It's going to have to constantly be going.
So next we're going to talk about windows and how they can control the flow of air into your house. And if you look at this window, it's fairly well sealed, but there's a crack here which allows cool air to come in. So if when you're building your house, you should try to put in good windows for the long run. But if you get cracks in your windows, you should try to replace them as soon as possible to save money on heat and to keep your house warm. Also in the living room we have very large windows, which can be a problem because they let a lot of cold air in. So ways to keep the cold air out is to shut your curtains at night, and you can also do thermopane over the windows, but it's very expensive for windows these size. It would be about $1,500 to cover both sets of windows.
The ceiling in this room is 20 feet high from the ground. And as you know, hot air rises, so you're going to be losing a lot of heat just to going straight up. And again, the attic has little to no insulation up there. One solution to this, you see that fan? Reverse your ceiling fan direction to blow the hot air down, and it can contain it to some extent, even though it's still not going to be as good as if you just had a normal size ceiling. Normal ceiling should be right there and just go straight across, but we have these big cathedral type ceilings and it's no good. If you replace a 100-watt light bulb, this one, with a fluorescent
incandescent 27-watt light bulb, then you save 800 pounds of coal and 365 pounds of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases.
Damn incandescent!
Damn incandescent!
So to save energy, we're switching these old, almost obsolete incandescent bulbs with the new and more efficient fluorescent bulbs. And more stylish, I might add. Almost done.
Okay. These are 3 heating and air electric units.
Changing your air filter is one very important way to reduce your energy bill. The steps go as follows. Take out the dirty air filter. This has not been changed in a while. This is pretty gross. This looks very nasty in here, but you're going to take your new air filter and you're going to follow your little arrows that say which way that the airflow needs to be going. So the airflow needs to be going this way. It needs to come in this way. So I'm going to point the arrow that way, put it in, and it's really just that simple to add another method of reducing your heat bill. So guys, that's all we've got for you today. Hope you use some of these useful hints and tips to lower your own home's energy bill.